On this podcast, we'll talk about more than just basketball. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a two-time NCAA scoring champ and the NCAA Player of the Year. Honors I earned by putting in the work and staying focused on the bigger picture. I had dreams and aspirations of playing in the NBA a long time, but an ACL injury took me on a completely different path. We'll dive deep into real stories, challenges, and triumphs that athletes, coaches, and everyday people experience when chasing their dreams.
Be breeding warriors. Anything you place in front of me, I'll be victorious. Straight up out the trenches where it's vicious, but it's glorious. Ready for whatever, never scared. We got the Lord with us in the ghetto, we notorious. Be breeding warriors. Anything you place in front of me, I'll be victorious. Straight up out the trenches where it's vicious, but it's glorious. Ready for whatever, never scared. We got the Lord with us in the ghetto, we notorious. This be breeding. My mama had to make a way.
A Starstruck podcast, back at it once again in the studio with one of my good friends, man. I'm so excited to have this guy. But first, I need to tell y'all this. To my audience, I know you guys ain't used to seeing me wearing hats. So I had a barber situation today. But I also had a shipment of my new Starstruck podcast hats that came in as well. So be on the lookout for the purchase of them. It's going to be some more apparel coming along with it as well. So, Mr. Stevin Hedake, all-time everything, man. If you knew the accolades and the things that this guy have accomplished, I'm talking about it's incredible, man. How you doing, man? So good to see you.
Man, I'm blessed. Can't lie to you, Brother Knox. I'm blessed.
Blessed and highly favored. I see you got the shirt on. What is that? Heal every
Heal,
day?
heal every day and keep evolving. This is apparel, just like you doing your Starstruck.
Uh-huh.
My wife came up with an acronym for headache, and so headache stands for heal every day and keep evolving.
Okay, I like that, man. How long you been doing that?
We've been going right at a year, right
Yeah.
at a year. Yeah,
Okay.
I wrote my book, which is on Amazon and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we at right now.
Okay, we're gonna get into what your book is about and how everything is flowing for you, man. One of the things that I wanted to really start off by saying is just commending you and allowing you to get the floor on some of the most controversial stuff that's going on today, but just giving people insight on how you experience something huge that goes right along with what's happening today. And again, we're not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I like to educate the youth as well as the audience to let people know that this guy is the real deal in so many different areas. Kind of talk about, what it looks like and what happened in your career along the lines of what's going on today.
I was involved in one of the biggest point saving scandals in the history of college basketball, and what's going on today. It's like, man, it puzzles me because they haven't learned yet. We got these athletes that still trying to take these nickels and dollars for a little nothing, and it's not worth it. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Traveling around the world speaking about this. That's which we'll get into it later and everything, but that's what it is.
Okay, so give us a little bit more specific detail of how it happened for you, because I know a lot of people, they may have not had the opportunity. By the way, this guy has a Netflix special called Bad Sport. And if you're able to go on and watch just one of the episodes in Bad Sport, it tells a heck of a story. But not only that, it was a story of resilience. And this just happened to be one of my guys. So kind of talk about it a little bit for the people that don't know.
I was involved. I got caught up back in college, back in the '90s, in the early '90s. Got caught up gambling. Started off with a video game, and a video game turned up and got me, in a debt 500. Next thing you know, it was 2,000. Before you knew it, it was 10,000. And I ended up getting introduced to fixing games. And the amount was to clear my debt for 10,000 and for me to make 20,000. And so I orchestrated, fixing games at the University of Arizona State.
With that being said, I know that there was some repercussions that were heavy. Can you kind of talk about what happened after it, came to light on what was going on?
Hmm. Simple. I went from Stevin Hedake Smith to 010444748. I was convicted of sports bribes, and they sentenced me to a year and a day in the Federal Bureau of Prisons.
And that's, again, that was one of the most highlighted events back then that a lot of people talked about. I was in school at the time. We the same age, so I heard about it, and we seen it on a major scale. But to really understand exactly what was going on back then, I mean, this is just me talking. Being a college athlete, it was hard for us to get a cheeseburger. A ride to the dorm from the arena would cost you your eligibility. So it was so many different situations that happened that would put you in a place of, hey, man, I'm trying to survive. So, not condoning it at all. It's just, understanding where we come from and how, the struggles of life can hit you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I always tell these youngsters now, I'm the reason. I don't like saying it like this, but I'm part of the reason why y'all getting NILs. That's why my message, I be so passionate when I speak to them, because some of y'all they making more money than the coaches, and they not taking advantage of it because, still some stuff going on today, and it just puzzles me when I see some of these young men not take advantage of the opportunity.
Absolutely. Yes. So now that really takes us into the reason why I wanted to have you on. As an African American male in the sports world, being a sports figure, I look at you representing a Starstruck podcast and the resilience and the overcoming and ability to bounce back. I look at you as just a top model for that. And the reason why I want you to bring you on was to kind of talk through some of the things that it takes to be resilient and overcome and, allow kids to understand exactly what it feels like to succeed beyond adversity. You know what I mean? So if you had to say something that really got you over the top, you know what I mean? Like it was after you finished doing what you had done, you done your time for the crime. Now it's time to build up Hedake to just a regular, guy in society. How does that feel, and how did you go about that?
Man, you trying to make me cry. You know what, Knox? Just being real with you, man. It's like it's your why.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn early. My why was my mama. That's why I played the game. That's why I did what I did. You know, I was trying to bounce my way up out the hood. And as I got older, my why turned into, hey, I don't ever want to look back. Because when I got out of prison, the old school told me this: hey, if you look back, you'll be back. So I don't ever like looking back.
Mm-hmm.
That's- and this is something crazy, and I'm gonna see it. That's why I don't like ketchup.
Why is that?
Stay ready to keep from having to get ready. I don't like ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even like the name. Of course, I love to put it on my fries if I ever eat some fries, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like, man, it's some things that's in front of us every day. We don't even understand it. It's a meaning to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just one that I always tell people, things understood need not to be explained.
Absolutely. For sure. For sure.
And I want to stay ready to keep having to get ready. I don't need nobody to tell me, oh, I need you now. I got that right now. I'm ready for that moment. And it's deep knocks because I had to go through it to get to it. And when my uncle asked me that question, different between a wise man and a smart man. And then when I realized I had to be smart in order to share my message for everybody else to be wise, it touched me. So I'm on a whole different level.
A whole different level.
Yes, sir.
How would
Mentally.
you go ahead? I'm sorry. Say it again.
I said mentally, yes, sir.
Mentally, yes, yes. All right, headache. So for people that's really experiencing something that they're trying to overcome, what would you say the first thing, or the most important thing for you to do first to start the road to recovery?
Have a relationship with God, faith. That's the biggest thing. Faith had you seeing things that's out of sight. Had to get a relationship with God, Knox, because I was raised in church. I went to church every day. Coming up, my mama had me in church. I was in church, but I wasn't in church. I just used to listen to the music, want to hear the singing, and the Marvin Sapp never could have made this and that. This and, but the last 4 years, I'm 53. The last 4 years, that's when I really got into it. Started reading the Bible. I read my Proverbs every day for wisdom and everything. And it's just like I started getting that knowledge. And I ain't had it early in my life. And that's what it was. It was like the knowledge that I started getting.
I can see that, yeah. And I know what you mean, man, because, you know, you talked about something that's important. As you get older and wiser, you start to realize different things that, you just don't know at a young age. And you start to see different things. You start to experience stuff with your kids, just your family. So I know what you mean when you say, it just took you to get to this point, age-wise, to where you could really understand the game. We talk about something else on here. As you experience different things, we talk about that mental health piece. And I really want to hear your take from a mental health standpoint. What are some of the things that just come to mind immediately when you hear that?
When we talk about mental health, I was talking to one of my partners the other day, and I was telling him, I said, man, you know what bothers me? Like with the guy from the Cowboys, we look at his case. Back in our days in the 90s, early 90s, if you deal with something like that, they said, oh, don't be soft. Boom, boom, boom. Get through it. This and that, this and that. But it's real. I dealt with some mental health issues going through my case because I contemplated, I thought about, committing suicide because it got that deep on me. But as I look at it now, I thank God that I had my girlfriend then, who is my wife now, she prayed for me. So I take that mental health serious, Knox. That's people, you never know where somebody is at, man. That's why, when I be driving, you never know where nobody mentally where they at. It's a lot of people go through stuff and they cope with it and deal with it differently. And, as athletes, coaches, whatever, we have a highway. We can be in the fast lane, but average people have a stoplight. I'm gonna use that terminology. As athletes, former athletes, coaches, professional athletes, we have a highway, we have a tollway. But regular people they have that the back row. You have to stop at that light. You have to do this. You have to do that. That's just something I just came up with, but that's real though.
Nah, that's super real. Explain in depth a little bit more about what you mean, because I feel it, and I want
As an athlete, you got that toe tag. You can just go.
yeah, yeah.
But as that
Regular civilian, yes.
hello, you got to stop at that light. You got to put your seatbelt on. You got to, oh, wait a minute. Oh,
No, I hear you. I hear you. You know what's crazy, Headache? You know what's crazy is a lot of times you gotta understand that about people that you're around that are not former athletes or coaches or whatever, because you can overwhelm yourself being around people not understanding what you're feeling and your background is. You know, the average person don't look at things like you do when you've played and you've dominated at a high level. That's real. So I know what you mean.
stop it, man. Because Knox, man, it's like this thing called life. I had a situation the other day.
As a former athlete and coach, I understand how important it is to take care of your body. Training to compete at a high level can often deplete your body of the minerals it needs to rebuild muscle, tendons, and ligaments. But don't worry, because I have the cheat code for recovery. H3 Energetic Sea Moss. My wife and I both take it every day, and it gives us a boost of energy while also helping with those unexpected aches and pains. Look, don't get struck. Go to h3energetics.com today and grab your container of sea moss. Use the discount code ASTARSTRUCK and get one of my favorite flavors, the Mixed Berry Blast, for 10% of the regular price.
I was just sitting outside back of my house looking at the trees, the wind blow, and I got to think about, my mom and stuff. And I just started shedding tears. My wife was like, baby, what's going on? I was like, baby, you don't understand because you still got yours. And it's just like with life. People think, oh, I hear some people, judge old boy. Oh, he playing for the Cowboys. He doing this, he doing this. Man, y'all don't understand. That man lost his mama before he got drafted. Y'all don't understand when you coming up in them trenches and everything, what you doing? You trying to do it for who? Mama.
Mm-hmm.
And he finally get there, mama ain't there, just got a girlfriend. You don't ever know what that man was going through. And that really touched me. And when you sent me those questions, I was like, oh man, this is gonna get real personal today, because I've always said that, man, because I was the only child.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the turning point in my career. At the end of my sophomore year, Tracy Edmonds' daddy, George McQuan, he said to me, Headache, why are you here? I said, I'm here to play ball. Why do you play ball? I said, because I love it. He took the ball and threw it to me. And he said, tell that ball you love it. And then he told me, instead of playing a game because you love it, play it for somebody who you love. And I got my first tattoo doing it for EMS. I started playing the game for my mama, and my whole career changed. So when that man lost his mama and he did what he did, it touched me. And back then, oh, that's being soft. Get over that. But today, that's mental health.
Absolutely. For sure. One of the things I want to bring up that's very touching as we speak is I did a news piece on him a few days ago, right after it happened. And you know what we're going to do? I'm going to show you. It's right here.
We're back now with our Mental Health Thursday segment. We're still trying to wrap our heads, to be honest with you, around that unfortunate tragedy of Dallas Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Nealon, who died early this morning. Police believe it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound, not long after he was actually involved in a police pursuit. There's still a lot we don't know. We want to be clear about that, but we also wanted to take a moment to get perspective from a mentor right here in our community in South Bend, who's also a former athlete himself. Notre Dame women's basketball assistant coach Carlos Knox joins me now here on the couch. Coach, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I want to ask you just your initial reaction to this news coming in from this morning. Can you just start there? What was your initial reaction when you heard about this?
Just being a mentor, for the majority of my life, it's just been so heartbreaking for not only the fans, not only everyone that's listening and viewing this situation. I just had to think, what could this young man possibly be going through at this time of his life that would make him, choose that decision? And it's been heart-wrenching for me.
Just 24 years old.
Just 24.
Talk about why.
So after doing this piece, I don't know, man. I just felt compelled to not only, you're going to feel this headache, really. I felt compelled to pick the phone up and FaceTime my son, my daughter, my mother, my dad. Like, it was just an overwhelming feeling of gratitude. Our mental health situations have always been present, but we've had the ability to have someone, like you talked about your wife, or just had that ability to climb out of it at that time. And some people don't. And it was such a sad feeling for me sitting on the couch, talking to the newscaster, and we were just going over some of the events that actually happened with this young man. And, from a mental health standpoint, I just felt so empty. I did. So to hear you speak about it and talk about him, and we hadn't really mentioned him, that's God's work too. It is. Again, we talk about just some of the ways to overcome situations. When you talk about mental health, you speak on adversity, getting over things. Did you have a mentor? Did you have someone that kind of walked you through your most adverse moment? On this show, we call it a star-struck moment. And, that's a star being struck by something that you then have to overcome, or you need real guidance or help to get through it. Did you have a mentor? What is your star-struck moment? Or one of them?
Damn, boy, you got me about to cry on this one. I'm big on this right here, Knox. God don't make no mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
He puts you through whatever he puts you through because he got to see you through it to where he can get the glory. My mama told me this long time ago, before she died, her biggest thing was that don't you ever question God's doing. Mm-hmm. We all go through what we go through so that he can get the glory. And I told my meniscus back in 2007 in Bulgaria that I came back early, and I tore my ACL. And I told my wife, boom, game over. She didn't understand what I was saying. I knew it was over because that was the most unbelievable feeling I had ever went through. Mm-hmm. It was tough. It was I had a mental breakdown because that's all I knew was basketball. But I realized today that was God building me up to be who I am today. Because Knox, you wouldn't be where you at right now if you hadn't went through what you went through. You're a successful coach at Notre Dame. You got your brand. You interviewing some people, man, like my dude, Abdul Mahmoud, man. Mm-hmm. That was my hero back in the day. You interviewing some top-notch people because he puts you through something. That's why you're able to ask these questions. Mm-hmm. So, like when I was at Syracuse 2-3 weeks ago speaking, they asked me this question, hey, what if you had to do this? Or what if this? But I said, explain something to you. You don't never question God's doing. Mm-hmm. He don't make no mistakes. He do everything for a reason. Because if I hadn't went through what I went through, I wouldn't be able to be in front of y'all and give y'all a realistic story like I'm giving y'all.
Of course.
So, injuries is part of it. And I always tell, my biggest thing is I tell them this and they don't like hearing it, but you can understand this. Whether you want to hear it or not, you one possession away from your career being over. It's the realest shit I can tell you.
That's real. Especially when you experience it. Yeah.
I don't want y'all to play hard, don't be cautious, but you one possession away and you don't even know it.
At all times. So what's your advice? What's your advice? Knowing what you know now about that particular thing that you just said, what's your advice to an athlete?
Get a relationship with God.
Yes.
Get a relationship with God. And keep him first.
Yes.
And pray and ask him to guide you and lead you. And don't allow. See, a lot of these youngsters are allowing the money to talk to them and do this and do that. Get a relationship with God and pray and ask him for guidance. And be specific about your prayers. See, I always pray, get me to the league. I never said get me a 10-year, get me a career. I just said get me to the league. And that's what he did. Gave me 2 10-day contracts.
Mm-hmm. We are so similar. We're similar in that, bro.
I always tell him, be specific about your prayer to God.
But guess what? You didn't know that at a young age like that. You know what I'm saying?
You got to go through it to get to it, Nas.
Mm-hmm.
Go through it to get to it, man. And that's the realest thing. My boy used to always ask me this question. We used to talk to each other about it, and we would always keep asking each other, man, keep living, man. Do you think that? Do you think that? And the question was, is there really a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I came to realize? It's what you consider, it depends on what you consider gold. Yeah, it's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but what is gold to you?
Mm-hmm.
To me, my dream was to always get to the league. But once I did that, and it wasn't what I thought it was,
Mm-hmm.
I changed it up. It's life. Now, it's longevity. I just want to make a difference and work on my legacy. I done had all the cars, got a beautiful career right now. I'm good. It's about my legacy because I done lived a hell of a life. If I die tomorrow, Knox, I'm good.
Absolutely. For sure.
But it's about what are you doing now? Wake up in the morning. Like I woke up this morning. I told my wife I woke up. I had some kind of feeling, and I got the text. Hey, Michael Ray Richardson died. Told my wife, damn, boo. She's like, what? I was like, man, wasn't expecting that. But that's life. We good. Because when my mama died, 2023, it's 2 things I realized that ain't gonna never stop. Number 1, time. You can't stop that ticking, that second hand. You can't stop that. And you can't stop them bills from coming. That first gonna keep coming, bills do. And the time ain't gonna never stop. That's 2 things I realized, Knox. And that right there, understanding that, it changed my whole mindset.
Mm-hmm. What did it make you more conscious of? And what were some of your actions behind knowing that now?
Knowing, first off, understanding the definition of love and time.
Mm-hmm.
check this out. The guy asked me this. He said, man, Headache, how do you spell this? How do you spell that? And I had to break something down to him. And it was basically, I was going about how do you spell love? How do you spell love?
LOVE.
No. You
Hey,
want to know the real spelling?
I do.
Time. Because you got to spend time with somebody before you can love them. And this is the realest thing I can tell you, Knox. A lot of people be saying, oh, love, 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 this and that. They don't understand it. It's about that time you put in with them. Just like what you do every day when you get up. You go to the school, you spend them time with them girls so you can tell them players, man, I love y'all. Because you always there. That's your job. But your job requires you to spend what with them? Time. And you become what? Invested in them. You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And it's real because that's what you do. That's what God has called you to do.
Of course.
And you're putting in some life situations because you make a difference with them. Decision making. Some of them look at you like a daddy because you around them more than they around their own parents. Because they're they trying to get an education, trying to move on. But you right there every day coaching them. You're trying to coach them up. But that requires what? Time. So what you start having for some of them players? Feelings.
Love.
Because you care about them. Yes.
For sure.
You follow what I'm saying?
I do.
And that's the real side of it. Because and I say that because somebody asked me a question the other day. It's like, man, Headache, you wanted to do this, you want to do that. Yeah, I wanted to coach, but I wasn't able to because of my background. Couldn't pass convicting felon. No, I'm not mad. That was just God plan.
Of course.
Now that I'm allowed to speak, people don't understand. That's even better because I still got a chance to get in front of them to pour something into them, even though it's about my life story, but I'm still able to talk to them.
That's huge, actually. That's a dream. That's a dream come true because it's the closest thing that gets you to the adrenaline rush that we had as top tier athletes. It is. You stand in front of that crowd, man. I mean, it's something special. I tell my wife, I tell my people that are around me, like that's a dream come true for you to get up and be able to speak your truth. That's why I started the pod, man. I love it. I love to tell people the truth and try to get them to feel and understand exactly what it takes to walk in the shoes of resilience, for real. Because you done faced it. I done faced it. Like, man, you better not stop. You better not quit.
You said what it takes.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear that?
Yeah, let me hear it.
All it takes is all you got. If you won't give all you got, you don't have what it takes.
That's a
All
good
it takes is all you got. If you won't give all you got, you don't have what it takes.
That's a real one.
It's real, Knox.
That's a real one right there.
I know it. It's real.
Man. Man. So look, that's good. Let's talk about this, man. Talk about you speaking. Like you speak around the country. You go to different spots to speak. Just talk to me a little bit. Talk to us a little bit about what that entails.
I'm with Epic Global Solutions, man. We speak on gambling harm. I travel around the country speaking these schools, educating them on gambling. I do it through my lived experience, my point shaving experience, and I just go and, like I came to Notre Dame. I educate these students, try to tell them, don't get caught up like I did. Do the
Mm-hmm.
right thing. It's not worth it, man. You know, I basically, I go in there, of course, since I left Notre Dame, I've upgraded and,
Mm-hmm.
and, and I've got better and better the more I speak. But basically, what it boils down to, weigh it. Is it worth your scholarship, your livelihood? Just it's simple.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Understand everything you do wrong in life, there's consequences. And this gambling, it ain't going nowhere. So you better understand, do the right thing. It's not worth it. And when you look at it, we don't want getting caught up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm passionate about it, because I'm trying to save us.
Of course. What about some of the situations that young men or young women, so to speak, are in that allows them to jump in that game of gambling and trying to, create something out of nothing, so to speak. Like, what do you tell them? Because a person may look at you and say, okay, you're saying don't do this, but at the same time, I'm starving. My stomach is touching my back. What do I do?
It ain't worth it.
Right.
Bottom line, get your education. It prepares you for life after the game, knowing that all games come to an end. Understand this. You think you starving now, but trust me, if you do the right thing, you're gonna get through it. You're gonna eat. You're gonna be all right.
You know what? That was exactly what I wanted to hear from you. And this is the reason why. Because guidance. 18 to 25 years old, guidance is some of the most important things in life. And it could be from the smallest to the biggest things. Some people, the majority of people, need to be guided.
Mm-hmm.
They do. And when you talk about African American males that's 18 to 25, I talk to my son all the time. That's going to be one of the roughest times of your life because you really don't understand yet what direction your life is going into. You don't. I mean, you out of college, you just finished hooping, you might get cut overseas, you might blah, blah, blah. You still think you can hoop, but you really don't. Now you're getting closer to 25, 26. It's time to get money. You need to take care of yourself as a young man. You approaching 30. Mental stuff start that. So you need to have the guidance that it takes to really navigate. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
For sure. And what you tell young men, like that was perfect what you said about, it's just not worth it to do any of that. It's not. But more importantly, giving them the blueprint to what is possible. What are things accessible to them that they can get themselves into and, live happily ever after, so to speak.
Being real with you,
Yeah.
no, I tell them, man, get a relationship with God, man, because you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And I'm a firm believer of that, man. I would tell all the young athletes, man, get a relationship with God, man, and set goals and just go for it, man. You got to go for it, man. You can't give up. Don't accept no. Just go for it. And understand this. It's bigger than a game.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put all your marbles in a game because all games come to an end.
That's a
You
good
trying to,
saying. I like that.
yeah, you're trying to learn, you're trying to figure out something that's called life. Life.
It's
You
real.
feel me? That's the real side of it. You know, that game, you take the competitive side, the hard work ethics and all that right there, that helps you for life after the game, which is that real game called life. So I tell them be as competitive as you can, play the game as long as you can, but realize it will come to an end. When it come to an end, walk away with your head up. Don't walk
Gracefully.
away with your head down.
Right.
When it's over, it's over. Like I be getting phone call, hey man, we got to figure. Man, I ain't playing no damn. I'm good.
50 and over. Nah,
I'm
man. We
good.
done, hey, we done got enough buckets in our life.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Trying to
sir.
teach somebody else to get buckets.
I'm
You know,
good.
yeah. I hear you on that one. I hear you. I want to ask you this, like like I said, from a young man developing standpoint in yourself, life after basketball, and now it's time to just transition into, wife and kids in the house. And what was some of your struggles from a financial standpoint? Because we all have them, especially when you don't have the quote unquote career that you dreamt about or you planned for, because your goal is to take care of everybody, my family, and this and that. You know what I mean? Like,
It was
talk
tough.
about some of that. Go
It
ahead.
was tough. It was real tough. I mean, I was man. I thought I was at my rock bottom because as a convicted felon, I couldn't even get a regular job. I was at community college making $1,500 a month. Man, it was rough, and it got real. We had started out at training and this and that. That was up and down because people don't want to pay $20, $30. You know how that goes. And then it was like the pandemic hit, and that's when Netflix came, and when they wanted to do the store with me, that's what really changed my life. That was like the savior. When I started getting involved in the trucking game, it was tough. I ain't gonna even lie to you, man. That it was tough because it's like I couldn't get a regular job because of my background. It
How
was
did,
like God just blessed me, man.
how did you survive before God came with that blessing?
My wife,
Your wife? Yeah.
she was my girlfriend back then. When I tried to commit suicide too and everything, prayed for me, got me to prison, been down with her for 30 plus years. She was holding it down. She was holding it down. Delicia LaVette Smith. She was the one holding it down. That's who got me through. You know what I mean?
That's huge.
Oh, that's real. If you ask me a question, I'm gonna give you the answer.
Absolutely, for sure.
A
And
lot of
that's
people, they be in denial. They don't like. But one thing I've learned, man, from Stevin Hedake Smith to 010444748, that humbled the hell out of me, first of all. And then life after the game, that took me to a whole nother level. That really broke me down and humbled. And people will never know unless they ask. Then when them questions come about, I don't mind speaking.
absolutely.
You got people right now that's on drugs, alcohol, everything, struggling because they in denial. I ain't in denial. I'm at peace. Got a relationship with God. I'm
For
working
sure.
on my legacy right now. I travel around the world speaking to these kids about the mistake that I made.
Of course.
So I'm good. Nah, a lot of cats ain't good.
I know it. It's tough.
I saw something with Sebastian Telfer. I saw a thing that's coming out, but he back in the projects. I'm saying to myself, how? But I never judged him because I realized it's a process. That's why I wear this on my chest. Heal every day and keep evolving. Some people grieve and deal with stuff different. Just like your introduction. A lot of people can't deal with that mentally. You went from this top school, now you coaching this and that. It's like when you talk, it's a certain walk. You already know this.
Absolutely.
Certain walk and talk. Like I tell people, D1 people talk to each other different versus NAIA and this and that because it's a swag. You can tell who was this and that because the way they talk to each other.
Of course.
You have never heard anyone come in and actually guarantee a bucket off the bounce from half court. H3 energetic CMOS. That's what does it, dog. All right, don't try this at home and don't say I didn't tell you. Y'all know me. Off the bounce! Oh!
You get what I'm saying?
That's super real. Yes, I know exactly what you're saying. You walk in the room, you know what it is. Definitely.
Hello.
Definitely.
Hello.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And like I said, it's so good to have like-minded people that you can talk to, relate to, and that has went through some of the same things in life. And now time to give back, man. You know? Like,
Gotta give back.
I love talking to youngsters that have no idea what's ahead of them, you know, just based on what they're doing. You know, you're in D1 basketball, you playing, you hooping, you doing this, you got stardom. Like, it's a lot coming along with it. But for us to be in a position to guide them, I don't know, man, that just turns me on as an adult. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you can get us some free game.
No doubt.
Yes,
No doubt
sir.
about it. That's exactly what this platform is, free game.
Free game.
And I want to bring people like you and whoever else on that are willing to give free game. Because it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about your accolades a little bit. I mean, you know, some of the good people that you played against in college, pros, you know, give us some good stories, man.
I was there.
I know you talked about Larry Johnson, man. That's my guy. I used to love him at UNLV, boy.
LJ was my dude, man. I always tell people, you know, I went after we had won Las Vegas Invitation in high school, got the MVP, you know, from Texas, was on ESPN. I committed to UNLV, and then when I went to UNLV, I was able to go to a Red Fox show with Larry, Stacey Augman, and George Atkins. You know, I got that in my phone. I talk about that all the time. Like we sitting there at the Red Fox show. I had committed. I was staying at the Circus, you know, in the suite. You know, that was my thing back in the day. LJ was my guy, man, from Dixon Circle. That was my guy, man.
Yeah.
I was doing my guys.
That was a heck of a team, too. So you really would have been on the team with them, really.
When Greg Anthony fouled out, I would have been coming in.
You what?
I would have been coming in.
Oh, yeah? Right. So what turned you away? Why didn't you go?
They was going on probation.
Oh, that's right. I remember
Going
that.
on probation.
Yeah.
They weren't gonna have no they wasn't gonna have no TV games or whatever, so I decommitted and went to Arizona State.
Okay.
But I originally was going to UNLV. That was a no brainer. I was going there. I was all in.
Right. I already know.
I was all in.
So name a couple pros that you played against. I mean, obviously they went pro, but I'm talking about in your NBA
Oh, in the
days.
Pac-10. Oh, in the Pac-10, I was, man, the Pac-10, Jay Kidd, Ed O'Bannon. I mean, you had Damon Stoudemire, Arizona. You had Brevin Knight at Stanford, Brent Carter at Oregon State. I mean, the Pac-10 back then, we was loaded, man. Khalil Reeves, Arizona. I mean, we was loaded, man. Play against all them, and I was blessed my junior year to lead the conference in scoring. Had some accolades. We was all right.
That's a heck of a group to lead in scoring in the conference for real. Because them are some great names, man. And what's crazy is I know a lot of them for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you ever talk to any of them? Any of your
I
old?
know Jay Kidd coaching the Mavericks. I've seen him a couple of times,
Yeah.
but it's not like it's not like got a relationship, nothing like that. It is what it is. I see people. I just saw Adrian Autry coaching at Syracuse, and we was on the USA team together, so that was a blessing. When I went and spoke to his team, we was able to go out to eat. We broke bread and went way back. So I still see a lot of my colleagues, who's on the USA squad with me and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's you know how it is. It's like a fraternity out there. You see these players, you already know Knox. You see some people you played against, you holler at them, what's up. They already know what it is. That's why one thing I ain't never been big on is talking about it. You
Of
feel what I'm
course,
saying?
yeah, for sure.
It's good and need not be explained. That's my biggest thing.
Absolutely,
So
man.
I'm not big on talking. That's not me. That's not
No,
my.
because really, you are and we are that dude anyway. So you don't,
Hello.
you don't really need to do no
I,
talking.
I always tell him, this, and I hate saying this because
It
my wife
sound
said,
arrogant.
you talking noise. I always say, Google me. There it is.
Google me all day. I know what you mean. I definitely know
Yes,
what you
sir.
mean, man. For sure. I know what you mean when you say that. For real.
Yeah.
The reason why I like to get together with somebody like yourself, especially on a platform like this, is I like to inspire, man. When kids look at it, youngsters, like,
Yo,
man, Headache and
yo,
Knox was talking, and it's like,
yo, man.
he played
Nah,
against this guy, that guy,
when you had Abdul Mahmoud and my other man on there, I was like, man, when we gonna get me on here, man? Come on,
Right,
now. Because I never forget that, man. I was in Israel. He was in Russia, and we played against each other. I'm like, man, this is. Can't say Chris Jackson. This is Abdul Mahmoud. This
right.
is the dude.
People
He
don't
changed
know,
the
man.
whole. Hey, this dude changed the whole NBA thing. And when you talk to him, he just be like so calm, like, hey. I'm like,
To this day.
oh, right? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
Hey,
yeah.
we have some things that we gonna get accomplished this summer together. And I
Yes,
want
sir.
I want you to be a part of it for real because,
Sure.
we became very cool and
That
I
dude
talked about
different,
some
man.
stuff. He is, man. He
That
really
dude
is.
different. Say he stand for something, man.
He stand for something, and you know what
He
else he got
stand.
for, huh?
He stand for something.
He does. And what else he has is he's a visionary. I like that. I love people that think futuristic, man. And when you talk to him, you understand where he's coming from. It's good to get inside the mind of somebody that was so, I don't know, disciplined in so many different areas. And he's an inspiration, man. Shout out, Muck.
Let's let's break bread on this. What's your definition of discipline? I'm gonna say mine. I want you to say yours.
My definition of discipline is the ability to do what you should do when you don't feel like doing it. When the feeling is no longer there for you to be motivated to do it, you continue to do it.
Doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it when nobody is watching.
Yes,
Same scenario. That's all I wanted to hear.
absolutely.
Say less. Say less.
No
Mic
doubt.
drop.
No
Say
doubt.
less.
No doubt.
That's all I wanted to hear.
No doubt, man. So listen, man, before we go, I
Yes,
want you
sir.
to give inspiration and guidance to youngsters that's watching and are trying to obtain something. I mean, you've said a lot already. You've put a lot of nuggets out there, but now you're talking to the youth. Give me a good message for the kids growing up, and they can be 25, 30 years old as well. I just want a message from Hedake that makes people understand what it takes to be resilient and get through things.
Here it is. The key to being successful in life, as well as whatever game you're playing, is being able to accept criticism, knowing that your biggest critics are going to be the ones who love and care for you the most. You got to be able to accept criticism. That's one of my biggest. I say it all the time. Somebody asks me, man, what can you say? What can you? And then you got to leap. LEAP. Live every day anticipating progress.
Live every day anticipating progress.
You caught that on the first note, on the first take.
I love it. Man, you know us. We PGs, baby.
Yes, sir.
You know it, man.
Yes, sir. But then the most biggest thing is you gotta heal every day. You gotta heal every day and keep evolving. Because we all have been wounded from something, Knox.
Yes,
We all been wounded from something.
absolutely.
Gotta heal from it.
Absolutely.
Heal every day and keep evolving. When I get up, first thing I do is read my Proverbs, man. Try to get that wisdom. And keep pushing.
Keep pushing. Keep pushing.
You got to have a why. That's the biggest thing. Have a why. What do you mean, Headache? Why? Headache, why do you do what you do? Because I'm trying to make a difference and I'm working on my legacy. The easy way out is to give up.
Easy.
So why do you do what you do? Because I want to make a difference. And I want to work on my legacy.
I
No, I
love
got
it.
people depending on me. You gotta have a why. I wanted to try. I told my wife I wanted to brand that why. Put a question behind it. Why? Why do you do what you do? Why do you have a starstruck? Because you trying to help the next generation.
Absolutely.
Why do you be a coach? You got people. It's a reason behind you do what you do.
Of
It's a reason
course.
behind
Yes. Absolutely.
it. A lot of people can't answer that. Why? What you mean? Why? If somebody asks you why you do what you do, and you can't answer that, think about it.
Yeah, that's tough.
You can't answer that? Come on now.
That's tough.
Gotta be a reason. Man, why you playing the game? Because I love it. How the hell you gonna love something that you can't love you back? That's what the coach told me. Mess my head up. Headache, why you playing the game of basketball? Because I love it. How you gonna love something that can't love you back? Instead of loving it, won't you play it for somebody who you love? My whole mentality changed. No,
That's a good one, bro. I like that. I like that. I
what's
ain't
your
never,
why? Talk to me. Man, it's a special day, man. I lost my legs in the day.
no, I
It's
feel you. Yeah, Michael Ray Richardson. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace.
Yes, sir.
So, before we get out of here, your book. I know we talked about your book. I want to know where we can find your book as well as your apparel. And then, kind of tune in to some of your speaking engagements as well. You have a website?
It's on Amazon. My book, it's titled Headache. It's on Amazon, Hedake.
All right.
On Amazon.
Okay. And we can find this where?
On Amazon?
On Amazon.
Yes, sir. It's on Amazon.
Okay. All right. And then apparel. The apparel that you're wearing here. Heal every day.
Every day and keep vibing. No, that's not out yet. I just been throwing that out there.
Okay.
That was one of my things, but it's gonna be out there. We're gonna get back. Yeah,
Okay.
we're finna get a shop going on that. I was just trying to see, just like you got your nice starstruck. I like that.
Yeah. I appreciate
Yeah.
it, man. I
That's
appreciate
cool.
it.
You got your machine?
Yes, for sure.
Got the
Yep.
machine upstairs in the gallery.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be moving. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
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 sir.
yes, yes, man. But let's continue to support each other, man.
Sure.
I can't thank you enough for coming on. I really appreciate it, man. And while we're here, just, man, ex-athlete / African American parent, brother, nephew, to another. I just want to thank you, man, for being who you are, what you represented. Like you said, everybody goes through something. And to see your journey and see some of the things that happened to you early on, and we're the same age, it's like, it's touching, man. And I just want to commend you for coming out on the other side and being inspirational in every way. So
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Knox, man. You keep doing what you're doing, man. Just know this, man. Give God all the glory. You keep doing what you're doing, man. You're making a difference, bro. And I appreciate you.
Absolutely. All
Yes,
right.
sir. Much love. Much love. If I can help you in any way, just let me know. All right.
Much love, my man. And we will do this again for sure.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right.
Warrior, anything you place in front of me, I'll be victorious.